Welcome to Angela Jane Presents. Today I decided to do something a little different. I brought in an expert. Diabetics. Okay. Welcome to Angela Jane Presents. I am Angela Jane, and thank you for tuning in. Without further ado, I am going to read some books to you. And actually, don't know what it's called. It's been a long time since I've been in the classroom. Okay, flip over to the camera. Okay, so I'll start by reading. Yeah. Living Your Life with Diabetes. Living Your Life with Diabetes. This is a self-care handbook. Story time. What is diabetes? Diabetes is a condition in which the level of glucose in the blood, called blood sugar, is too high. Normally, the body gets the energy it needs from blood sugar, which comes from food. Having diabetes means the body is not able to use blood sugar properly. As a result, blood sugar builds up in the blood. There are two major kinds of diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, also known as juvenile diabetes or brittle diabetic. Type 1 diabetes. The pancreas, a gland that is behind the stomach, makes little or no insulin. Insulin acts like a key to help the cells use blood sugar. People with type 1 diabetes need daily insulin shots, along with proper diet and exercise to stay healthy. Type 2 diabetes, the pancreas makes some insulin, but either it is not enough or the cells do not use it correctly. Some people with type 2 diabetes can control their blood sugar level with proper diet and exercise. Others will need insulin and or diabetes pills, along with proper diet and exercise. That the risk of diabetes may be higher for some people. Risk factors include a history of diabetes in the family, being overweight, being inactive, being over the age of 45, high blood pressure, exposure to certain viruses that damage the pancreas, and also a history of gestational diabetes, which during pregnancy, or having delivered a baby weighing over 9 pounds. Now, for type 1, more research has shown that a little bit, it's like exposure to certain viruses that damage the pancreas. When I first got diagnosed, I walked into the Walnut Creek Hospital with blood sugars over 700, which is not normal. Ever since then, it's been 30 years now, I've been living by taking insulin injections. Age and diabetes. You know you're getting older when people of any age can get type 1 or type 2 diabetes, but type 1 usually appears in children and young adults. Type 2 usually appears in older adults. Type 2 diabetes is more common. Diabetes requires daily care. If you have diabetes, learning how to take care of yourself takes time. Educate yourself and ask your healthcare providers plenty of questions. I went to the library, there's tons of books on how to care for diabetes, people who's had it, what they did. There's even online groups that are specific to people living with the type of diabetes. Educate yourself, ask plenty of questions, and with practice, you will soon become an expert in self-care. This may include blood sugar monitoring. Keep your blood sugar level within a certain range is the best way to stay healthy. A simple blood test can tell you what your blood sugar level is. Eating raises your blood sugar. By learning how different foods affect your blood sugar levels, you can plan healthy and enjoyable meals. Keeping fit. Exercise usually lowers your blood sugars, but sometimes it has the opposite effect. You can avoid problems by balancing exercise with the meal planning and medication. Taking insulin. Insulin lowers blood sugar. With the help of your healthcare provider, you will learn when and how to take your insulin. You'll also learn what kind of insulin works best for you. Managing oral medications. Like insulin and exercise, oral medications help control your blood sugar level. Some people with type 2 diabetes take oral medications, and metformin is one of the more commonly known ones. Blood sugar monitoring. So I got this line. I'm a diabetic comedian. I deal with 10 pricks a day. That's where this line comes from. Blood sugar monitoring. The more you test your blood sugar, the more you will learn about how your body responds to food, exercise, and medication. Each person with diabetes is different. Me testing myself, being type 1, I test before a meal and I eat meals every 2 hours. So I base it off the carbs that I eat. The exercise I do is I walk. So after a good meal, usually dinner time, I have to wait about half an hour to an hour, and then I'll actually go on a walk, so that way the food got in to help raise my blood sugars. So when I go for the walk and the exercise starts to lower me, I've at least got the sugar levels to balance out, so I don't peak too high, so I could eat a little bit more at dinner knowing that I'll go for a walk. So it's all a check and balance every day. Every couple of hours during the daytime, and at sleep, I have the alarm set for, I've gone about 4 or 5 hours before I have to get up in the nighttime to have a little snack to go back to bed. It keeps me alive. So I work at life, living. Let's see, I'm not saying it's easy to test. No, it hurts. It hurts. Okay. Follow healthy eating guidelines. Healthy eating, oh, that's okay. Eat healthy, basically, and follow some guidelines. Healthy eating can lead to healthy results, stable blood sugars, a strong heart, weight control, and more. If you already have healthy eating habits, great. Keep it up. Don't worry. If you'll be making changes, definitely don't worry. It's not easy, and learning to pretend works too. I've learned that too. I trick myself. Instead of having a great big cinnamon roll with lots of sugar and cinnamon on it, I get a piece of wheat bread toast, toast it up, put a little bit of butter on it, get some cinnamon sugar and lightly dust it, and pretend I'm eating a giant cinnamon roll. But see, once you stop eating as much sugar, sugar becomes sweeter, and too much sugar actually makes my tummy sick. Almost wants my body actually wants to throw it up if I were to eat what I used to eat before I got diabetes. So the body does adjust to what you're eating. Of course, it takes a little while. So follow these general guidelines. Eat a variety of food, maintain a healthy weight, limit fat in your diet. Still love potato chips, I just proportion them. Especially saturated fat. Limit cholesterol, eat enough starch and fiber. So wheat bread versus getting one of those big Wonder Bread, white, really good tasting like cake bread now. Okay, I'm getting hungry. Okay, limit sugar and limit salt, sodium. Okay, getting a steady supply of food throughout the day. Be careful with alcohol. Usually when I have a drink, I'll make sure I order French fries, because that way the starches also happen to help absorb some of the alcohol. And I plan it part of my meal plan, so it's in the meal plan. Use a meal plan as a guide. Okay, I'm getting bored with that. Oh, any questions so far? You don't have any questions at all?
Well, I'm hypoglycemic and I was told I was pre-diabetic because I'm overweight. What are my chances of becoming diabetic, do you think?
That I don't really have the answer for, but if you're hypoglycemic, always carry sugar on you. Basically like candies or lifesavers or a snack bar. Snack bar works good. I always carry a snack bar with me if I feel low, because I'll get the hypoglycemic. Where my blood sugars go low, I start shaking. So in my little pack, I have a little snack bar. And this pretty much counts as 1.5 starches, but it's got just enough sugar. It's got the nuts as the protein, and it helps bring my blood sugars back up and kills that kind of shaken bit. So I always carry something on me when I start feeling shaky or hungry, because hypoglycemic, I notice my stomach starts to growl. It's like I'll test it with my blood sugars and see, oh my gosh, I'm really, really low. I better eat something. Does that help a little bit? They probably won't hear you because there's no mic, but that's okay. A balanced diet is the key to healthy food plan. I am getting bored of this already. I'm trying to think how I would show this, because I'll have the on-location camera where I'll do this too. Okay, food labels, I was going to skip that. Nobody really wants to know how to give a shot, do they? Take care of your feet. Definitely always take care of your feet, because it seems the first senses to lose is in your feet. So I always make sure I could feel my feet. Wear good shoes. If they get cold, keep them warm. If they get too hot, cool them off a little bit. So, okay, remember to test your blood sugars, follow a good and healthy meal plan, get regular exercise, take your medication on time, keep good records, and more than anything, keep your spirits up. Yeah, I got a picture of this really, really nice body with a cowboy hat on, and he looks so handsome, and my spirits get up every time I go, okay, I'm keeping healthy. Yes, I'm keeping healthy for him. Okay, book one. And then here's some, yeah, there we go. Okay, there's that, and there's that. Okay. The keyboard out.
Oh.
Once I edit, so I learned that trick on the editing thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is just collecting footage right here by myself with you. See, 4 cameras. I'm gonna have to get a picture of Chippendale and put one of them on each camera. So I'm like, hey, oh wait, we'll flip over to you, flip. Make it fun. Make life fun. It's the little things. Definitely the little things. Okay, any other books I want to read here? I'm going to push this over here. Oh, wait. F4. Okay, exchange lists. And then I'll read more from there to put the audio. Not many are that, but they also have one for type 2. But this was the books, and in a way it's grab the bull by the horns.
What's the bull for?
Well, because I like meat.
Oh.
Meal plan, you know, I figure it'd be simple. And that's not too bad. And that's about what I seem to do. About 20 minutes, I collect footage, and then I add in.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Cheese. Cool. So that shows the medication, the eating, and the exercise all right there. So that's pretty cool. That way the words are already spelled right for me. Sometimes I have to go back and look at them. And exchange lists. Go, ooh, kind of like doing a horror film. Oh yeah, how do we make a horror film out of this? As far as food goes, to proportion food, I could either have a medium potato to eat for dinner, a whole medium potato, or about that much rice. My tummy wants the potato. So rice is way too starchy. Way too starchy. Around putting the words in when I do the research, kind of like when you do a how to read a food label. So when I do cook rice, I get the long grain rice. So what I do is I've learned to cook for diabetics, but basically cooking for myself to get the most food I can eat, because I like to eat. And proportion it just right. Yeah, so I should come up with the next step of here's all the things, and the next one. It's all a thought, but it's kind of like, you see where it's like nice to have a second person with a camera, or, okay, to feed off of, like, okay, we'll do a cooking show, but you man the camera, and there it's easier to talk than me trying to do the camera and this and that, or even just flip in between. See, it's like, okay, because now I've got to watch that. I'm directing myself. But when Howie Harkema had his show, he'd be set up with a guest. He didn't have to worry about the cameras. And in there, Paul was doing the directing. He'd flip between the cameras, but he'd talk to us on the speaker. We each had a headphone. And he'd say, okay, he'd flip over to camera 2. And he's like, okay, camera 3, zoom in so you get a behind the shoulder look. And then I'd move the camera to behind the shoulder look. And so that's a widescreen. There's a behind the camera look there, shoulder look. And then he's like, okay, hold it there. I'd hold the camera. Then he'd say, now coming off of camera 2, go into camera 3. And then he'd tell camera 3 to go ahead and get another position. So the director in there is the one who directed, so it did a smooth flow. And that's how Howie was able to do live shows. So his concentration was on the guests. He's like, don't worry, just pretend they're not there. And you're talking to me. So he made the guests, Howie's talent was making the guests feel comfortable. So I had the honor to actually be camera 3, and I loved the teamwork. I loved Andrew. He was great. He's like, oh, good job. And then he's like, whoa, that's a good shot. So I knew I got a really good shot, which made me get better at camera work because I was doing it for the team, even though we had specific jobs. Now I'm doing it all. Hey, check the plant out. And then I could actually put in, that's not bad, breathe. Okay, now. So this is where I play. It's still recording. But let's be a sexy model, but this won't go on TV. This will be edited. Let's see if I could look like Charlie's Angels. No, that way, yeah. Welcome to Angela Jane Presents. In studio with me had to drag myself in here to talk about shots and not the stuff you have hangovers with. I'm a juvenile diabetic. I've been a juvenile diabetic for 30 years, and I'm so very lucky to be alive. And I was able to give birth to a healthy baby girl and raise her, and she was healthy. Yep, she definitely helped me grow up even more. And I love her a lot, and I don't know if she'll ever know this, but she's my heart that kept me going and keeping me taking care of myself so I could be there, because there's always a chance of me not waking up. If I don't wake up to eat food and I go until low, I won't wake up. That's why I have a lot of alarms set. The other thing is my dog is diabetic trained, but it's the cat that saves my life, because the cat can't stand the dog. No. Cats, if you feed them, same time, they will let you know on the clock. Even if they don't know what time it is, they'll know it's feeding time and you're 10 seconds late. I've woken up to where the cat bit me on the nose and then realized I was kind of shaken. So in a way, the cat saved my life. But part of the training is getting into routine. My dog, he woke me up. He actually pawed me, but he could sense. He's an Australian Shepherd mix. He could sense when my blood sugars went off, and so he was waking me up. And I didn't realize that my blood sugars had dropped to 30. Most people don't wake up at that. Finding that out from the doctors, I'm like, oh great, and you're the doctor? I didn't know I wasn't supposed to wake up. Just like I didn't know I could walk into the emergency room, but I was younger. My body was younger then. I was only 22 when I first was diagnosed. And I've been living a full life, done lots of jobs, been a big pain in the butt to a lot of people. Okay, camera. I am pretty proud of myself. Till next time, thank you for tuning in. And if there's any questions you have, I would be more than happy to answer them. Library is a great resource. These books are out there. It's online. Your healthcare professionals and stuff, they can get information on this. And even, the doctors, even if they don't have diabetes, they get the books that tell you all about it. So educate yourself. You got this. And have a good one. Okay, there we go. See, this is where I'll take down the stuff. And I'll go, okay, that's not so bad. It looks like I'm talking and having fun. And then I'll have the credits kind of roll at this point. So yes, I'm now 30 minutes into it. That's